this episode of Tone Cloners, I've got an MXR Micro Flanger pedal, and I want to know if the Line 6 Pod Go can micro flange or not. So there's actually a real world reason for doing this. I've got the pedal. I'd like to sell the pedal. The Pod Go apparently can do this, and I actually thought I would give it a go and compare the two. So I've got the Strat with the EMG pickups going directly into the Pod Go. There is a Princeton amp set up, just very, very clean. In fact, I'll turn off the delay. So all we've got going in here, off, compressor, no drive, no mod, into the Princeton, pretty much set flat, not much gain, pretty simple speaker setup, and that's it. And a very quick explanation on why I'm using the EMGs. Experiments I've been doing, a normal passive guitar, passive pickups, if you plug that into the Pod Go, have no effects on, no nothing. So there's nothing on the Pod Go. And if you send that to the amp out at instrument level, it actually sounds different from plugging your guitar directly into the amp. And this really shocked and saddened me. I looked it up online. I did a search for Pod Go tone suck. And I saw a few posts of people experiencing this exact same issue. Apparently the input impedance is 1 mega ohm on the Pod Go, but look, there's something else weird going on there, which is messing with the sound and not making the sound consistent. I picked the EMGs because they're active. You know, there's an active preamp in there, and that solves the problem straight away. So it does sound identical plugging directly into the amp versus into the Pod Go. One solution apparently is to use a good active buffer before the Pod Go, which is, kind of defeats the purpose as far as I'm concerned, but I'll do a bit more investigation. But that's the reason why we're using the EMGs today, to get a good, accurate sound of what the MXR pedal would actually see. The MXR pedal is actually in the loop of the Pod Go. The outputs and the inputs of the loop are set at instrument level, so hopefully it's very, very similar to just plugging directly into it. And for that reason, then I can switch the pedal on and off within the loop and compare it with the modulation model pedal. So as you can see, the Micro Flanger is set to a particular sound here. Very 80s, warm, syrupy, Does a lot of work for you. This is a sound I'm very fond of. So that was the first thing. Can the Pod Go do this? Now this extends into the other Helix products. It's the same algorithms, right? So this would extend to the Helix floorboard, Helix native, so all the current Line 6 algorithms. The model I've chosen to use in the Pod Go is the grey flanger. This is based on the 4-knob MXR flanger, standard flanger pedal. And it's quite difficult to figure out where the width and the manual settings work to match what's going on with the Micro Flanger. But what I've set up here is something that's reasonably close. And then the rate is fairly accurate across the board. The regeneration, it's also fairly similar, except I've figured out the minimum and maximum limits to kind of match what this Regen knob is doing. So let's listen to the MXR Micro Flanger, actual pedal. And let's turn on the Line 6 equivalent, perhaps. versus MXR. Back to the line 6. It's reasonably close. Back to the MXR. Line 6. So if I have to make any particular commentary on this, I think the line 6 model lets a little bit more of the top end sparkle through, and the effect just feels slightly less thick, slightly less. Maybe that's the whole analog versus digital thing. Maybe the MXR flanger has a bit of noise, bit of extra noise that's working around in the circuit to make things sound a bit more organic. It's hard to tell. One last time. This is the line 6. Now to the MXR. It's pretty close. Now, the other setting I really like using on the Micro Flanger is the rate all the way up and the regen all the way down. This is a nice rotary pedal kind of imitation. Let me make sure that it's turned on. Here it is. So you get a kind of... I quite like that sound. And if you add a bit of drive, it's better with a bit of delay. Let's turn off the drive again. You get the idea. So to replicate this in the line 6 model, I've kind of got a cheat sheet here I was using to map the extremes of the settings. So the rate in the grey flanger goes from about 0.9 to 9.3. This will match what's on the Micro Flanger. And similarly, the regen, it's about 3 to 9.5. So if I've got the regen set to 0 on the Micro Flanger, I'm going to set it to about 3 on the line 6 model. And I think it was 9.3 seemed to be about the maximum rate. So let's compare. Here is the line 6 model. And back to MXR. Line 6. Let's hold a chord on the MXR. So as I was working on this, I didn't think it was as close as I'd like it to be at the time, but listening to it now, it's actually pretty good. The MXR seems it's got a bit more thickness, a tiny bit more syrup going on, but not that much different from what you can achieve on the Pod Go, I'm surprised to say. So I think we've got a tick. can sell the Micro Flanger. I'll see if I have the guts to go through with it. If you've got any requests for pedals you'd like me to try to match in the Line 6 algorithms, let me know. I got a box full of them anyway I'm going to start working on. This has been TONECLONERS. Another episode coming soon.